It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Seattle Seahawks and the New York Giants. And it comes your way next on Madden Football.
Let's ride, dog.
Well, the Giants began play all the way back in 1925. And almost 100 years later, this venue was built to house their next era. MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Alongside my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott, and this is a matchup, Brock, that we may see many, many times in the future this league. A couple of rookie starters leading their offenses at quarterback.
And that really does make it a measuring stick game for both of them, Kate. Rookie quarterbacks in the draft, they're always linked to each other from the moment they're tabbed the starters in their first season. And then when you get to look across and you get to play one, you know that both of them want to be the one who leads their guys to a win, because that's a victory that'll be talked about, well, for the rest of their rookie season and beyond.
Here's Jason Myers to get this one going. And away we go from East Rutherford. Return coming from the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. So out come the Giants, their first drive of the game coming up. They'll be led out by this promising young signal caller, already a starter in his first season out of Ole Miss.
It's always fun, puts a smile on my face when I see a rookie leading an offense out. A lot of them look like 10-year vets with confidence and poise in the middle of that huddle, in the middle of their teammates. But let's watch his first couple throws. That's where sometimes you can see some of those nerves slipping through.
Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Tackle made by Ernest Jones. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
That's complete to Darius Slayton. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He locates Daniel Bellinger. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. It's a pickup of 11. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Looking for a throw here. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And this is going to stay with the offense as he makes the recovery.
You know what? Everybody on the field is going to make mistakes. The key is to clean that up as quickly as he can. Ball carrier loses possession, but he doesn't panic and lose composure. Instead, well, he hops on the ball and he saves the day.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Another try following the sack. And that's knocked away. The linebacker got him in the middle of the field, incomplete.
You know, it's tough to succeed at linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Now looking to throw. Finds him over the middle. Decent gain here, but short of the 1st.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. This one's headed for the sideline, and out. We'll get the mark. They say it's at the 9 where it crossed. So out come the Seahawks for their first offensive possession. And bringing them out, someone this defense is really going to have to keep an eye on, this mobile QB.
As you're running onto the field with this kind of field position as a quarterback, you're reminding yourself and your huddle, hey, let's be disciplined. Got to be on the details here. Got to take care of the football. And also encourage them and let them know that script you've been working on all week, well, there's a lot of field and there's a lot of plays ahead of them to go and put a score on the board.
How about a big hitter, 30, 40 yards there and a new set of downs?
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung them to get to the second level and beyond.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. Play action on first down. Connection made to Smith and Jigba. All the way, touchdown Seattle! The Seahawks drive the length of the field and take a 6-0 lead. Jackson, Smith and Jigba with a touchdown. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
Now it's Jason Myers on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Seahawks will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Gray now on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now for the second time this game, we get a look at the New York offense. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. Airing it out to start this drive. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
All right, here we go. Second down. Trying again following the sack. And that one looked like an interception for a second. Instead, it's incomplete. Defender couldn't hang on to it. Third down coming up. Nearly an interception on that play. So they're left facing third and long. Throwing with a blitz on the way. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. What a play on 3rd and 13, and this drive will indeed continue.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From midfield now. On the move, headed right. He's going to keep it this time. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Giants will have a first down.
I can tell you what, that was the goal from the moment he took off. Kept his eyes locked on the chains and made sure he set them up with a new set of downs. Well done.
Throwing from the gun. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got second down.
That's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage waiting for it. They were thinking interception for a second, And incompletion is still pretty good, too.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Man there, it's Malik Neighbors. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Tracy. Broke through the tackle. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
This is a guy who, man, when he is in a groove, when he is feeling it, you're just not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. You better buckle up. You need a textbook tackle on this guy. Wrap, grab some cloth, and drive him to the ground with all you got.
From the 17. Connects with Slayton. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. A nice gain of 8 there, and that brings them to 1st and goal.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. A give right side to Tracy. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No gain that time, and now it'll be 2nd and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on 1st down. More to come.
Here's Tracy once more. And he gets them a little closer to the end zone, down to the 6. Give him a few that time, but they'll need twice that to find the end zone here on 3rd and goal.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
And he drops it in the end zone. The look was there on 3rd down, but instead it's incomplete.
Oh, that is going to haunt him. A drop touchdown in the end zone. We'll see how good his mental toughness is, if he can move past it quickly and make an impact for them later.
On 4th down, we'll see Graham Gano lead the Giants field goal unit out. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. The kick by Gonzalez is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Well, that's a type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Has this at the 6. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Seahawks taking the field for their 2nd possession. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Michael McFadden able to make the play. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
2nd and 10 now. He's on the move. He takes it himself. And he breaks out the slide. Didn't want to take a hit, but he is just shy of the 1st down marker. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the 1st quarter. 7-3 is our score. We'll get back to East Rutherford after this. About set for the 2nd quarter. Seahawks football here. They've got 3rd and 2 to start out. Walker now from the gun. Has the first and more past midfield. And he's brought down at the 44. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And the Seahawks will have a first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
From the 44-yard line now, first and 10. Now it's a bootleg for him. Buying some time left. Steps up and he's running with it. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They'll give up the gut to Walker. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Running with Walker again. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it sets up Seattle with first down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
To the line we go. They're set, first and 10. Staying with Walker. And this is run down into the red zone at the 19. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Now an inside give to Walker. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need 1 more now on 3rd down.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And this is caught. It's a Seattle touchdown. The Seahawks now lead by 10. Quite the strike to his tight end, and the patience he showed waiting for that to break open. That was awesome, and it's rewarded with 6.
You know, it should be simple, Kate, right? In philosophy, it should be simple. Just plaster that big guy. Throw bodies at him in coverage, but stopping a tight end near the end zone is anything but simple with how deceptively good they are as route runners and finding that football when it arrives.
Myers to add the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Seahawks drive their lead to 11. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Gray now on the return. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. Now here comes the New York offense. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. 1st and 10 now from the 30. They send a tight end in motion. A handoff to Tracy. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 34. He's got Bellinger. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. That's good for 7 yards. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
1st and 10 from the 41. Back now, pressure on its way. Finds his target, Robinson. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Brought down by Reek Woolen.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
On the handoff, this is Tracy. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Tackle made by Ernest Jones. Just 1 yard on the carry, though. It's 3rd and 7 now. Throwing from the gun here. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And it's a turnover. The defense has it.
You know, Kate, we talk about these wide receivers all the time and their incredible body control, but I'll say this, these pass rushers in this day and age, the body control they have to get home on these sacks, but more importantly, to create these strip sacks is so hard to do, and that is a master's class in how to take the ball away. Well done.
The Seahawks are headed out, and we'll see Kenneth Walker. They have played lights out on offense, scored their first 2 times out, Brock. A chance. While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover. All right, so we all know what we're looking for here, Brock. Where did an elbow, maybe a knee, something touch down? And as it does, is the ball loose at that point?
Yeah, throw in forearm, wrist, shin. There's no question the offensive guy's screaming something hit the ground while the defense is hoping it didn't.
So the nice defensive play, all for naught. He was down first, no fumble. Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. The fair catch taken in at the 28-yard line. So no return on that punt. And it'll be Seahawks football. The Seahawks returning their offense and this running back to the field. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. And get that big old marker out, cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
This is Walker on 2nd. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Micah McFadden able to make the play. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. He's going to try to drop it in deep right. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Dropping back to throw. Into the hands of Walker. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Smith and Jigba there to grab it. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Ball at the 33 for first down. They'll throw it again. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And it sets up second down. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw, and without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page, because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Guys, you got this. Let's win.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. They are throwing it again. The throw is caught. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
Walker gets the pitch, and he's caught behind the line for a loss. Now Seattle going to call it second timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Setting up a throw. Escapes the pocket. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle! The Seahawks get more points to end a lopsided first half. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist, and you got to be an artist that can create when things break down, and that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Myers gets the point after to go. And the Seahawks push their lead to 18. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. First play of the drive, and he takes an option left. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Shaq Griffin finishing that play off. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. That brings us to the break, and it's the Seahawks taking a lead into that visiting locker room. Now down the coast we go to Orlando, Florida, in our studio there. Jonathan Coachman waiting by with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far. But there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. Good know, ready to send this away. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Seahawks back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone. But through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
And he's going to be brought down at the 42. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, third down coming up.
You know, I love this, Kate, from an offense. Just philosophically, stretching that secondary out with your tight end. Even still, one of the deeper targets you're going to see him get. It's a shame they couldn't quite connect.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Stays in the pocket. Fourth down punt from the Seahawks, and that means we're going to see Michael Dixon head on to send it skyward. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. He puts some power on a deep one left.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball, too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. He's going to throw this one. Gets this to Johnson. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
They've got first down from the 31. Pass play coming here. Got it, man. Robinson has it. And he'll get it up to the 44. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Giants will have a first down.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Throwing off the play fake here. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Has his man. It's Tracy. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Let's see what they went with on third down. Looking to the air here. Buys time, roll. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down.
I can't help but watch these games and just hear Pete Carroll in my head all the time. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. You got to finish. And so many times, Kate, we see in this league, you get a 3-score lead, you let off the gas a little bit defensively, you don't fight to finish, you let the opponent back in. Not with this defense and not with that sack. They are aiming to finish this thing, and with time a-ticking, they may just have done so with that sack.
The visitors and this running back headed back out for a new series. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll throw to begin this drive. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Hit arrived as the ball did to break things up. So it'll be 2nd down. Well, Brock, this substantial deficit sure hasn't toned the edge that this defense is playing with, huh? If anything, feels like they might be getting more aggressive, looking to make some sort of impact play.
And that's because turnovers are really the name of the game for this defense at this point, Kate. That aggressiveness still super welcome, no question. But they know it's not just incompletions, it's taking the ball away that's next.
It's a pickup of 11. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down.
When a play breaks down, every once in a while, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on that ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that one.
Walker on 1st down. He's got room to roam here. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run, but I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Play action on 1st down. This is reeled in by Valdez-Scantling. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Brought down by Paulson Adebo. Second down now, 7 to go. They go play action here. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Throwing now from the gun. Finds Smith and Jigba. And he's out of bounds just short of the 30.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. Trying for it, it's Walker. And it's a rare defensive win on the ground. He's caught at the line. So the run doesn't get the yardage. It's a turnover on downs.
This running back has had himself a day, but not on that play. Finally, A little bit of catharsis for everyone on that defense to keep him from the first and get a turnover, a much-needed turnover on downs.
So here come the Giants, ready to take over again on offense. They're running out of time to get this game into a more manageable spot, Brock. We've got a 3-score deficit, and we're in quarter number 3. Pass cut by Tracy. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field. So a big self-inflicted error as that personal foul moves the ball forward quite a bit. To throw here on first down. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
Staying between the tackles with Tracy. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Tackle made by Ernest Jones.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
They go right back to Tracy. And he gets him around 6 there. Devin Witherspoon there on the stop. A solid gain of 6 there. It's going to be 3rd and just a yard.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. So we're through 3 here. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Changing things up. They're going to throw now. Able to hit Robinson. Complete. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Second and 6 coming up here. From the gun, it's Tracy. And he gets this down to the 22 before being stopped. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down. Left side, gets it out quick, and it's caught. And he's stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL. Everybody on the field's thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
A give to Tracy up the middle. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. That was the biggest 3-yard gain you're going to see because instead of a turnover on downs, Brock, it gets them a 1st.
There wasn't a lot there for him, but he did what he needed to do. Go get that 1st down. Picked up the short gain, didn't risk a big loss. Looking for a bigger lane elsewhere.
And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. Second and 6 coming up here. This one's caught. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're in the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not.
Flushed out of the pocket. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. This is Tracy, and he runs it across, touchdown! The Giants get it back to within 2 possessions. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Graham Gano to tack on the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Giants make it an 11-point ball game. Gano ready to send this away. Sims now on the return. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Seahawks offense running out now. And they're already up by 2 scores, Brock, but another one here would really put this one out of reach. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Caught. Cooper Kupp makes the play. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns. He puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Hand off to Walker from the gun. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
From the 46. Finds him over the middle. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Now go with Walker on the counter. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
Now Walker, and he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. He'll get that yard back, but no more. It's 3rd and 10. to throw. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up.
So many coaches love third downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these third downs.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that extends their lead to 14.
That kick, well, it throws a roadblock up on some of the remaining avenues to get back in this game and really leaves only one remaining. It's going to take 2 touchdowns if they want a shot at it. And we know those odds, they're getting pretty long.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Gray now on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Giants about to get to work on offense. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. 1st and 10, they're going to throw. He's on the move. Now here he goes. And they get him right at the line of scrimmage.
You know, sometimes, Kate, that pocket could be a lonely place. You're searching and searching for an escape valve, and there's none to be had. That time, nowhere to go, and he was lucky to get back to the line before the defense swarmed him.
Working quickly here. 2nd and 10 now. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he'll only get 3 here as we've reached the 2-minute warning. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. To throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Need to work as quick as you can here, Brock. 2 timeouts left, down 2 scores. It's 1st down. They're throwing it. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Throwing it again here. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. Trying to force one through there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target could make a play on it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Here he is to throw. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Picked off by Julian Love. And the Seahawks are tackled on the return right along their own 40-yard line. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away, just as they did.
The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Timeout called, and that's going to be the 2nd for New York, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Running with Walker again. And he works this to the 38 before going down. The defense takes its third and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. It goes to a knee as time winds down in this one.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
Lining up to take a knee on second down. The Seahawks in a victory formation as they take a knee.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
Setting up for the kneel down on third. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Seahawks take this one on the road. Well, partner, we spoke earlier about how much of a factor this home crowd was going to be, but even with the added boost from the friendly confines, couldn't will them to the victory.
Yeah, sometimes it just isn't your game. You're never going to win them all, even at home. But what's important now is learning from this defeat, hitting the film room, hitting the weights, making sure this doesn't happen again. Don't let this loss beat you twice.